Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to a session of Love is Patient. I'm so glad that you took out some time to join me today. Or maybe you're watching a replay, however it may be. Thank you for tuning in as we prepare for the winter time. Fall is basically gone. My favorite season is gone now, and we're preparing for winter. We're preparing for winter. Winter has a lot to offer, and we have to choose and identify all of those wonderful things that each season brings to us. As it is in the natural, so it is in our love relationships. Even if we are not looking forward to the cold, we're not looking forward to shorter days, we have to pick out those things. We have to identify those things that are actually good. It's good to stay in sometimes. It's good to kind of cuddle up sometimes. It's good that it's a little cold sometimes. It's a change in the season, change in the weather. It keeps you on your toes. All right, those brisk mornings keep you on your toes. So we are preparing for winter. It's getting colder outside. The days are getting shorter. Oh my goodness. As I'm riding home from work, it is actually getting dark. No more daylight time, not much daylight time after our workday is over. Seasonal depression is very real. You know, some people get seasonally depressed because it's not a lot of daytime going out there. Google it. It's a real thing. Seasonal depression is very real. So, you know, some people deal with that type of thing. Winter tends to cause people to want to stay in, to not do as much, to not become as active. So those are some of the down aspects of the winter season, but there's so much more that we can identify as being things that are wonderful to do, wonderful to anticipate during the winter season. So today we're just going to talk about winning. We're going to talk about winning in winter, preparing for the win in the winter time, in those seasons that maybe we're not so much looking forward to the challenges. We have to find out how we can win during those seasons. So it is oftentimes, not for everybody, but it's oftentimes a huge temptation to lose. Let's talk about that losing in the natural season of winter. It's a season where we tend to want to relax a little bit more, to stay in, to vegetate, to almost hibernate inside, to almost hide. Because it's so cold outside, we're looking to be indoors. We're looking to just be comfortable and maybe watch TV or do some indoor activities. Sometimes we tend to be a little sluggish, not as active in the winter. That's not everybody. There's so many winter sports and winter activities to do, but I'm talking about the tendency to be tempted to give in to that sluggish behavior. We have to resist this type of sluggish, lazy type of behavior. The Bible says, resist the devil and he will flee. Well, if we want to apply that to this topic, we might want to resist those things that make us sluggish and lazy and not want to be as active. And that type of temptation to want to participate in that mode of thinking and mode of being will leave us. So let's just think about that as we are planning some things with the loved ones in our life, those that we're in love relationships with. The winter is coming. What special things do you want to accomplish? That is how you get out of the sluggish mode, the lazy mode. Let's plan ahead. Think of some things that you want to accomplish during this time. 1 Peter 5 and 8, if we just want to visit that just a little bit, be sober, be vigilant, because the adversary, the devil, walks about as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. So we have to be sober and vigilant because we don't want the enemy of our soul to get in during this time, during a season where we don't quite feel as active as we normally do because of the winter, because of the weather, because of different challenges that come in our lives, because of we sometimes feel bombarded with things that come up in our love relationships. All right, in our love relationships, sometimes one thing hits us that one way, and one thing hits us another way, and we become overwhelmed and get into a mode of depression and a mode of laziness and a mode of sluggishness. When that happens, we have to break out of that. We have to prepare for the when. When we start feeling that way, we have to plan ahead. We have to get these things. We have to resist this type of behavior, this type of temptation that makes us want to just go to sleep or just veg on the couch or not be as active as we normally would, not be as productive as we normally would. So we have to resist that type of behavior. When we see it coming, we have to resist it, just like in the wintertime. All right, that temptation is just, let me just come in, on the couch, watch TV, do whatever, and not be as productive. Now, I do want to make one disclaimer. There is nothing wrong with relaxing. There is nothing wrong with TV. There is nothing wrong with having a slumber party or just vegging out. Please don't get me wrong. But we do have to watch that type of behavior that comes against productivity and comes against getting things done in these seasons where we are challenged, okay? So we have to fight off the temptation to fall into that winter lazy mode. We have to fight off that temptation, all right? And how do we do that? This through balancing. We have to balance out this mode of existence with productive activities. Just going to throw a couple of things out there. Of course, I'm sure that you do exercise and plan ahead and do some things in the winter time. Everybody is not feeling this way, but just let me throw out some activities that you might want to consider. Just having just putting a little creativity on the winter season. Fireside chats, if you have a fireplace, and sometimes you can just purchase one. You can purchase a fireplace and put it in your home if you don't have one. Fireside chat, just something a little different. Light the fire, get a nice little furry rug or some pillows and sit down by the fire and just have a talk. Have a talk with your spouse, or have a talk with your loved one, or have a talk with your children or your auntie, or call some people over. Although we're in COVID, we can have small gatherings. So you can call some people over and just have a fireside chat. Just make some hors d'oeuvres and sit by the fire and relax. Also by the fire, you can have a marshmallow roast. Roast some marshmallows. Make it fun. Go get the long sticks and just put the marshmallows, the large ones, put the large marshmallows on the end of the stick and roast some marshmallows. Hey, while you're at it, just make some s'mores. Make a whole activity of it. The children will love it and the adults will love it too. While you're at it, get some hot chocolate out. I mean, you can buy hot chocolate anywhere. Get that out, put a little milk in it, make it nice and sweet, and get some whipped cream and put it on there and dress it however you want. Chocolate chips or cherries or whatever you want to do. That just make the time a fun time with all the fixings. Change the color in your living spaces. Make it brighter, or make it a color that everybody may like that's in your home. Something different, anything that's different. Add an accent to your living area and your living space or your bedroom, just to add a little flavor to your living space. All right. Um, we're spending a lot of time inside, so maybe this is a time you want to take a class. Maybe you want to study. Maybe you and your spouse want to take a class together, or study something together, or take up a new hobby together that involves you being inside. Anything to brighten up and liven up your living area and your love life. All right, so you can probably think of some things, or maybe you have some things already planned that would be suitable for this time of the year. So don't let winter get you down. We have to find how to win in the winter time, or in those more challenging seasons. How can you win? How can you win? All right, one thing you can do is find a coach. Anytime you're trying to win in sports, a coach or a trainer is something that is inevitable. You need somebody training you, somebody on top of you, somebody that is really pushing you beyond what you think you can do. All right. So in a love relationship, what does that mean? That means an accountability partner, or a person that you can be accountable to. If you are married, perhaps you want to get another couple and make sure that that couple is one that is compatible with you, one that has the same goals as you, that if you are in a challenging situation, you could really rely on them. And they would be there as a coach, just pushing you and commending you and encouraging you to stay together and do the right thing. All right. Even in other types of love relationships, if you are a single parent, get another single parent involved, or a couple single parents. I know Sister Ronnie has the mommy moments going on. Any groups like that will be excellent for single parents, single mothers to get together. And there are single fathers too. So you can always find somebody that's in the same boat that you're in. So a coach is important. The next thing is to have a plan. Write the vision, make it plain. Something that you want to do during this season. What is it that you want to accomplish with the loved ones that are in your life? You and your husband, maybe you want to do a project in the house. Maybe you want to take that class together. Maybe you want to work on your weight, or work on your bodies for the spring and the summer season. Maybe you're going on vacation and you guys want to hone in and form your beach bodies together. Whatever type of project it is, write that project down. Maybe you want to write a book. I don't know. Maybe you want to go back to school. Whatever it is, write it down and help each other, assist each other in doing that plan. And in doing the plan, you have to talk about the plan. So every day, or set aside some time where you talk about the plan. Set goals, intermediate goals that you can accomplish along the way. You know, if it's a 4-year program, of course, you're going to celebrate after those 4 years, but along the way, maybe every 6 months, you can reevaluate where you are and make smaller goals that you can reach and celebrate along the way. So talk about that plan. Talk the plan through. Talk about your challenges. Talk about the tasks ahead that you can help each other with. Really talk the plan through and execute. Execute. Whatever you have to do, make small goals and make sure it is done. Ask your loved one, how can I help you? What could we do? How could we situate the house? How could we put aside some money so that maybe you can get a tutor, that maybe you can do a little something extra that you might want to do. Execute the plan, whatever it might be. Sit down, strategize, and get it done together. The win has got to be together. That's a part of it, doing it together. Two is better than one. All right? And then another little hint or tidbit is to document your process. Document your process. It's so important. Journaling is something that I do. I document things that I'm dealing with, things that I'm looking forward to, things that I might want to study a little bit more or introduce someone to, just anything that is within your plan. Anything that concerns you, document it, because it is a powerful thing to be able to look back on your process and see how far you have come. Also, in the area of documentation and execution, you have to have your family meetings. It's all throughout the steps that I have detailed out tonight. The coaching, the planning, the talking out the plan, the execution of the plan, and the documentation of the plan. You have to have family meetings. If you've worked in any corporate setting, any workforce, everybody has meetings, whether they be on Zoom or whether they be face-to-face, whether they be weekly, monthly, daily. Everybody has meetings, and that is very important to have a family meeting. Everybody that's working on the plan should come together and make sure that they know what their role is. They know what is expected of them, and they know how to execute their part of the vision. So how do you win during the winter time? You got to get a coach. Get some accountability partners around you. Write the plan. Execute the plan. Talk about the plan and document the plan. So in this winter season, when you get any temptation to feel sluggish, or any temptation to feel a little lazy, or to step back and not do as much as you know that you can do, just know that you have to be sober and you have to be vigilant. And you have to resist those things that want to cause you to behave in a way that you know within yourself that you can do a lot better. Resist that temptation, and that mindset will flee from you. Okay, so just a little bit about our winter time experience. Although it might be challenging, it might not be our favorite time of the year, but we can get through this and we can win. All right, so until next time, think about it, talk about it. How can you win in this winter season? Let's have a word of prayer. Lord, we just thank you and we just praise you for the ability to win. We know that we are more than conquerors through Jesus Christ that loves us. And we just ask that you help us to develop a plan, a winning plan for these challenging seasons, a winning plan for the winter time, so that we will not become complacent, and that we will not become lazy and despondent in this time. And we will not be depressed, but we will execute a plan, talk about a plan, get some people around us that can help us to make it happen and to win during this winter season. We thank you for that. We thank you for the plan. We thank you for the execution. We thank you for the ideas and the witty inventions that you're going to give us during this season. We'll be sure to give you the honor and the praise and the glory when it is all over. So until next time, we just encourage you to make that plan to win in this winter season. Love is patient. We'll see you next time.